Hey everyone, Sophia here from My Great Challenger. Welcome back to my channel, and as I discussed in the last video, today is Sunday the 30th of May and I'm finally able to reprocess stuff and put it on Etsy. So I don't want to do a whole video on Etsy. I also wanted to do a chit chat and do a kind of like life update while I'm doing this. The reason is that I just need to process the stuff, but I also need to update you and, you know, put out a video because 2 a week is just barely making it for us right now. So anyway, for those of you who are new to my channel, I also have an Etsy shop. I've been doing this for about 2 years now. Is it? Maybe less, a year and a half or so. It's been very successful, a lot of it thanks to you guys, but I also get a lot of purchases from outside of my YouTube base. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I had dreams of having a booth at an antique shop and selling stuff. I love antiques, I love vintage items. I'm always thrifting, and yes, a lot of it I keep, but a lot of it I sell as well. And I sell on both Etsy and the Facebook Marketplace, and I do garbage picking every Tuesday night. And if you stick around, sometimes next week you'll probably see a video of us doing north side of my town, which is always kind of meh. South side is always the best part because it's the, you know, nice part of town. I live in the boondocks. So, well, I don't know about that, but you know what I mean. There's like north side, south side, very, very nice. So I pick trash off the sidewalks because we have, you know, bulk day every Tuesday, one side, you know, they alternate. And I clean up the items, I sell them on Facebook. Sometimes I do put stuff on Etsy as well, but mostly I do Etsy. And Etsy is a very relaxing thing to do for me. I love to do the research. I love to find something that I have no idea what it is. I kind of sense that it's vintage, that it's something that would be picked by somebody somewhere. I'm just not sure what it is. So I enjoy going on the computer and looking at the item and looking at the history of the item. This is something that I really, really do enjoy. It's kind of like the sewing. It's my happy place. The garden is a happy place. Etsy is a happy place. Unfortunately for me, since I've started my upgraded position, because I am still the clinician at work, but I've also been asked to be the acting team leader. I'm basically doing 2 jobs right now. I am absolutely, let's be honest, and I'll talk about it in my life update, completely overwhelmed and burnt out. I am fried. All right, stick a fork in me, guys. I am done. I am so fried. It's unbelievable the amount of work I have. I barely had a chance to do anything about my Etsy shop since December, basically, which is really bothering me because I continue to bring in items, but I haven't had the chance to process them. So today I'm going to do 10 items, maybe more, we'll see. And what does it entail? Basically, I have to pick which item I'm going to put up for sale. I have to clean them, take pictures, measure them, box them, wrap them, number them, catalog them, put them on the computer on my spreadsheet, and then put them on Etsy, do the description, bring a little bit of history, all the details and all of that, price them, and off they go. They are live on Etsy. Each item takes a while, but you know what? I enjoy doing it, so it is not a chore for me. It's just a matter of finding a large chunk of time to be able to do it. So I'm in luck because it's raining all weekend. Hopefully not tomorrow, because I do have some gardening to do. So I have all day. It's noon. I'm going to work probably for 8 hours. That's how long it's going to take to process 10 items. It's work. All right, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. If that's something that you want to do, you have a lot of items at home, either you inherited them or you want to get into this type of business of buying and reselling, it is work. I'm just letting you know, it's work. It takes time. It takes a good understanding of what the flow needs to be. It takes a while to get to know how to wrap properly, how to wrap effectively and fast. Because you could be spending half an hour wrapping a box. Okay, you have to get those skills. So once you have all of that taken care of, it's 1, 2, 3. Well, I just said it was going to take 8 hours. Do you know what I mean? It's much easier as you do it. Down the road, you'll find it easier and easier. But I finally got a chunk of time, so I'm going to do that today. And we're going to chit chat too, because a lot of you have been asking me questions and want a kind of like a life update. So I'll use the, how many are they? I think it's the 8 dimensions of wellness. We're going to do the 8 dimensions of wellness today, people. We're going to talk about everything under the sun, from spiritual to professional, financial, health, recreational. What's the other one? Relationship. I might pass the 8. I think I'm missing some. I need to review my cliff notes. But anyway, let's get started. I have to pick 10 items I'm going to put up on Etsy, and I have to set things up. I have my lighting and everything. The tape is here. Most of my packing material is in the garage. I have to bring that in. But first, let's pick the items. So we are here in my storage room, which is also known as the laundry room. And we're going to pick items today I'm going to put up. So I said 10, right? Okay. So I'm going to put this up. Oh, I love these. You're going to hear me say, I love this so many times. I'll gladly keep them for myself, but they're not my China pattern. These are Royal Dalton, vintage, probably from the 60s, little teacup and tray. And this one is Tea Rose, Royal Albert, Bone China. Only have 2, but they're the cutest thing. Once in a while, you're gonna hear water gurgling around. The dishwasher is on upstairs. Okay, next we're gonna do this. I need to do this. I have no idea what this is. I have asked every single one of my groups, my pottery groups. I know it's California pottery, for what I've been told. It's like a Art Nouveau pottery. I'm gonna do it as a group because it comes with these 2 tiles. I love these. Okay, we should do a tally. How many times am I going to say I love these? Okay, so that's item number 2. 3, 3, 3. We're going to do this Bud pottery vase. We're going to do this little pottery. I remember the name. This was something and company, RNC. I forgot the name. I got to research it again. But this is actually pretty old. It's kind of like a trinket box. Okay. 5 more. Let's do this. I've had this for a while. It's got to go. Got it at Goodwill, actually. This is a vintage, I don't know, Lona. It's a divided dish from the 60s. It's pottery. Very nice. All right, we're gonna do this one because you guys told me about it. Brenner pottery. One of you told me you had him as a teacher. This is gorgeous. I do have to wash it. So that's number 7. Go down a little bit. 8. We're gonna do this one. This is what's the name? I sold so many of those. Schumann Hasberg vintage rose cake dish. Let's do this one. 9. This is a Clafferstorm cast iron enamel dish. Okay, we're gonna do that. I gotta pick something that's been here for a minute because I have a lot of items here They've been here for a while. I like this. Bill Lynch, Penn's Creek, 1990. Pottery vase. We'll do this. All right, so I can bring that up here. Oh, I forgot about this one. Should I do 11? All right, let's do this too. These two pottery, I'll do it next time. Oh, and this one too is nice. Oh. I don't have time to do all of these. All right, and I'll add the Fenton, because I know you guys have asked about this one. Cabbage rose, iridescent. That's gorgeous. Okay, they have to get washed, and then I have to take pictures of them.
Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no can weather any storm. Before I sleep, hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do. Oh, we know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it. Oh, we don't need no more.
I'm going to take a break. We're going to talk about the 8 dimensions of wellness. This is the 8 areas of your life that if you have them pretty much down pat and in place, you're a happy individual. Some areas you're probably going to have higher scores than others, and some areas are kind of low. These are the areas that you want to work on unless you absolutely do not care. So the 8 areas of wellness, let me make sure I don't mix them up because there's so many different areas, are emotional, spiritual, intellectual, physical, environmental, financial, occupational, and social. So I give you, for instance, you're going to a therapy session, and over time, your therapist is going to go basically through their, motivational interviewing questions, open-ended questions and all of that stuff. Reflective listening is going to go, without your knowledge probably, through all of those areas. And then your therapist is going to determine which areas you probably need to work on. Most of us actually show up because we know which areas we need to work on. So let's say, for instance, the social is for you. You may want to learn to be more of a social person, taking care of, social anxiety and all of this stuff. Some of us, me in particular, it's not a big deal if our social life is kind of down the tube because, it's not that important. But anyway, you need to have all of those areas pretty much in order for you to feel and experience happiness. All right. So I'm going to go through all of those as they relate to life update for this gal and this household. Why? Because a lot of you have asked, and I think it's important to give, as you a YouTuber, and you guys, some of you have been watching me for a long time. It's important for you to know how your YouTuber, your personality, your minor celebrity is doing in general, because we do reflect our lives, and a lot of you get inspired or not inspired, it all depends. But I think that we get to be, even though we don't know each other, a lot of you have become very, very close to me, and some of you actually become friends. So I don't know, I just feel that once in a while YouTubers need to do life update so that we don't seem to be so remote. We are human after all, and we go through feelings and phases of life, and maybe our trials and tribulations and how we resolve them can assist you in resolving your trials and tribulations, and perhaps inspire you in adopting a different attitude towards life. So we're going to start with the first one, which is emotional. And then I got to do some more at sea. Emotional, I'm in a good place. I can honestly say that I'm in a good place. I was in a rough spot last year, but I'm in a very good place right now. Why? Because I hit 50 and pretty much half of my life is behind me. What's ahead of me, I have no intention of letting it spoiled by negativity, pessimism, bad news, you name it. I just have a different outlook on life. Period. I shedded a lot of self-doubt, a lot of negativity, a lot of toxicity, a lot of kind of feelings out of my life, and I'm now much more stable, I would think, emotionally. So the me you're seeing right now, it's pretty much the real me. I'm not trying to mask depression. I'm not trying to hide what's really going on. This is just me. I'm just at peace with myself right now. Emotionally, I'm in a good space. I really am. I hope you are too. How did I get there? I made a decision pretty much about a year ago that life is too short. It really is, to be bothered with stuff that is weighing you down emotionally. If it weighs you down, it's got no room in your life. You have to make steps towards either eliminating the problem or changing it. Sometimes problems cannot be changed, so it's time to let go of the problem. And it's not just that, it's also having a different perspective as to what it is that you want. This is not a rat race. At least it's not to me. I have never been very ambitious, professionally or otherwise, and I'm okay with that. I really am. I do not contrast and compare. I do not look at other YouTubers and go like, oh man, I wish this was my house. Oh man, why can't I not be like this? And you know what? You have to be happy with who you are, because that's all you got, okay? I'm not trying to change myself anymore and be somebody I am not. I'd rather be myself. It may not be the self you guys want to see. It may not be the perfect self out there, but that's what I got, and I'm happy with it. So I hope you reach that level in your life, because it's a really good place to be yourself and to be happy with who you are. So emotionally, doing pretty good. Spiritual, okay. With or without religious advice, one can find the simplicity and meaning of life, believing in values. This is something that is very important to me, and it always been. I have a strong set of values that I have pretty much not deviated from my entire life. I'm not going to share them because, it's rooted in Judeo-Christian, beliefs. And these are my values. And I tend to surround myself by people who share the same value system than me. Why? One, it avoids conflict. That goes back to the emotional aspects of life. But in terms of spirituality, I am trying my best. I really am, to be straightening my faith. And I have really no excuse other than being exhausted at the end of the day. I try to read scriptures. I try to go to church. I try to spend time with the Lord as much as I can. Is it where I need it to be? No. I need to work on that. See, that's in one area I need to work on. But I do have a few people in my life who are very, very strong in their faith, and I seek guidance from them. Some of them are co-workers, some of them are friends, some of them are family members. That's very important to me. So yeah, that's an area I still need to work on. Let's do another one, and then I got to go back on Etsy. Intellectual, keeping learning something new in life and valuing the learning you've gained, discovering new knowledge. Okay, I am thirsty for knowledge. You guys know that. I'm a very curious individual. I love to do research. I love to learn new things. Sometimes I jump from one subject to the other. It's all over the place, kind of like a squirrel. But that's okay, because I gain knowledge a little bit here, a little bit there, and it's what I need. I just don't want to spend the rest of my life with just the knowledge base that I have acquired up to this point. I need to keep adding. So I like to learn new things. I'm always looking for new stuff. The gardening experiment is one example of new things. And you've seen me learn to sew. You've seen me researching stuff. I may not be 100% on top of that knowledge, obviously. It will come along the way. But I like to try new things, and I like to read. I like to read articles. I like science. So I'm a very curious individual, and I really like to feed myself thought-provoking subjects. So I'm always engaged, I think, intellectually. Love politics. I'm very involved in that. And anything that has to do with moral values and society in general, which I do not discuss on this channel because it's got no place here. Well, at least to me, it doesn't. That's not something that, you'll never hear me talk about that stuff because it's very private. But it's intellectually, I'm always looking to be challenged. And I am very fortunate to have 2 boys and a husband who are intellectually challenging me on a daily basis. We have debates, we have conversations, sometimes arguments, sometimes heated arguments about certain subjects, and I find it to be very refreshing. There's always a good conversation at a dinner table at this house because we are intellectually engaged, and that's very important. So if you feel that you're lacking in this area, just pick a book, non-fiction book, whatever you might be interested in. It doesn't have to be super difficult to read. There's a lot of things out there who are very accessible. If you want to learn something new, do it. Now is the time, not tomorrow, before it's too late, before you lose the interest. So intellectually, I think we're doing pretty good on this level. I'm kind of happy the way it is right now. So I'm leaving you at that. I'm going to go back on doing Etsy stuff. So we got the emotional. I'm happy. I'm content. This is probably one of the best I've been in a long time. Spiritually, I'm not there yet, and intellectually, there's always room for progress, but we are always engaged in thought-provoking conversations, and I'm always seeking thought-provoking conversations from people because I like to be engaged in conversations. So that's it. Let me go back to cleaning, taking pictures, and move on with the day. let's get back to dimensions of wellness. Moving on to physical. Oh boy. Okay, so a couple of months ago, when was it? I think it was end of January, February. I went to see my PCP and did a blood work, and my thyroid was flat out, like so bad. It was almost inexistent. So my history is that I've been on levothyroxine way back in the days, and unfortunately I'm part of those people who gain weight on levothyroxine. According to the, making sure the mic is on, according to the FDA, it's like 4% of the people who actually gain weight. Everybody else loses, but not this girl. No, now we gain weight on levothyroxine. So I had stopped levothyroxine, and she had put me on Armour-Thyroid. And then I stopped taking it because I'm an idiot. There's no other reason why, because I'm an idiot. I am so anti-meds. I don't want to deal with meds. I don't want to take meds. I forget to take meds. It's just, and then I deal with meds every day at work, and I see what meds do to people. Yes, for mental illness, I get it, but a lot of them, like clozaril, is one of the last stop for, you know, antipsychotics. And you have to do blood work every month for it. And if you're in toxicity with this stupid thing, you stop producing white blood cells. It actually could kill you. So the meds that make you, you know, stable in the community could also kill you. So I'm dealing with meds all the time, with distributing meds, doing meds eyes on and all of that with my patients, and the side effects, you know, it's crazy. But it is what it is for mental illness. But that's not my case. These were just medical meds, and that's the only one I have to take that I wasn't taking because I just don't take meds. Anyway, so I went back to my doctor in February because I was taking kelp, and I was taking iodine, and I was taking, like, you know, all the stuff that's homeopathic and whatnot, to try to regulate my thyroid. But I was just tired, and hormonally I knew I wasn't doing well, and I was losing my hair, and so she wanted to put me back on Armour-Thyroid, which she did in February, and we did blood test again in March, I think, or April. Oh yeah, it's cold out there. It's 43 degrees. You hear that? That's my boiler. We have the heat back on the almost the last day of May, so hopefully you're not hearing it because I have this on. But anyway, so she put me on Armour-Thyroid, and then I did that for about 2 months. Within a month, my levels in my blood it didn't show any improvement, so she increased the dose. So I had to take 2 every morning, and I faithfully did it. Okay, I faithfully did it. I took the meds. And then I got a letter from the pharmacist telling me that the meds were recalled because they were subpotent, and there was a lot of side effects, including weight gain. And here I am, like a maniac. You see what I eat, right? I'm trying to continue to lose weight, but I'm gaining. And 11 pounds later, I get this letter telling me, oh yeah, by the way, they're taking it off the market and recalling it because people are gaining weight and it's subpotent. So I was like, there you go. That's the reason. So I'm back on levothyroxine, and I am crossing my finger that this time around I am not going to put on all the weight. I am struggling. Really, I am struggling. Besides the menopause, and you know, I just look at carbs and I gain weight. It is what it is. I like my carbs. I'm not going to lie. I'm trying to exercise. I did a video on YouTube the other day that's part of the Beachbody. It was a 30-minute video that's cardio. I lasted 15, almost passed out, okay? That's how out of shape I am. But I'm still doing the treadmill at least once a week. I'm not going to try to exaggerate and say I'm doing it 3 times a week. I am not, okay? So physical, I don't sleep well. I have insomnia. I'm just not doing well physically, and you guys see me like break myself out of shape outdoors, and you wonder like, where do I get the stamina? I don't know, because I really feel tired and my body aches all the time. And anyway, so I'm back on the levothyroxine for 5 days now because they just finally sent the script over to the pharmacy. We'll see what happens with that. I'm going to try to continue to lose weight, but you know, it's hypothyroidism and possibly Hashimoto disease. It's like I'm not super large bottom wise or here, but it's all in my face. You see it. Like if I gain 5 pounds, I have a moon face. I get inflated in my jawline, my eyes get all poofy. It feels like I gained 50 pounds, but I haven't because I wear it on my face, and that's it bothers me because I'd like to be chiseled, you know. But I think this is one of those things that I have to just live with, and it's difficult when you see yourself aging and you see your body change. Young girls out there, you're not there yet, so you can't relate, but ladies, come on, you know what it's like, okay? It's you feel defeated. I just want to feel deflated. It's not happening. Okay, that was the physical. I'm trying to lose more weight, and I'm trying to be more active physically, so I'm going to try to do more of those videos and probably yoga, but do like a low impact one, because obviously this girl can't do the cardio no more. You know, I just can't do the jumping up and down anymore. I just, you know, I don't have the lung capacity, let's just put it that way. But that's my fault because I smoked for 30 years. Anyway, environmental commitment to healthy surroundings. Well, obviously, I'm gardening and I'm getting closer to nature, and I love every bit of it. I am in awe. I wonder at nature. I nurture things. I watch them grow. I revived that geranium, by the way, that you saw me rescue from the street. The lady didn't feed it, didn't water it. The thing died, but I revived it. It's got new growth coming out. My environment is very important. I love gardening. I marvel at nature. Again, I'm very curious, and I'm learning a lot in the process. So, yeah, this is something that I want to continue to do, and I've been thinking about doing hikes. Scott and I have talked about it, about starting to do trails, because that's low impact and it's outdoorsy, and you know, but I have to learn to wear SPF, which I don't, and that's a problem. We'll leave that for another story. Okay, when I come back, we'll do financial, occupational, and social. So I have everything taken in pictures. It's all here, and I'm just gonna have lunch now because it's almost 3 o'clock. Yeah, the garbage bag's still here from yesterday. I have to take it upstairs, and then I have to box everything and start putting everything in the spreadsheet. And when I come back after my lunch, we'll finish the life update and dimensions of wellness. I hope you find this interesting. I don't really like talking about myself. I like showing what I do, but talking about myself is kind of difficult. But anyway, I'm gonna have lunch. We had Chinese last night, actually. Scott purchased some Chinese from the supermarket. I'm thankful he did that, actually, because I didn't want to have pot pie or lasagna, which we usually have. So it was a nice, you know, change of pace. So we have plenty leftovers. I'm gonna have some of that. It's already 3 o'clock. I said I was gonna be here for 8 hours. I ain't joking. And then when I come back, I'll finish the dimensions of wellness. I'll start wrapping everything, and then I'll spend the evening putting stuff up on Etsy, but I will put it on hold. And then when the video comes up, that's when I'll activate the listing. But my camera needs to go on the charger, so I'm going to do that now and have some lunch. I'll be right back. I got 2 down, 8 more to go. Next dimension of wellness is financial. Let me see, what do they say? Understanding your own financial need and circumstances, setting goals, short-term needs, long-term needs, and making informed decisions for oneself. All right, so the situation is the same. Nothing's changed. Scott is still unemployed. And when did that happen? I think it was the first week in March. Unemployment stopped. But it's not supposed to. So we called them and they said that they were going to re-enroll him and he would get the retroactive. None of that has happened. We're managing, okay? We really are, because thank God I took on the extra work at work, so there was an increase in salary, so it's compensating for what we're losing on his part. But that being said, you don't see us doing anything extravagant. Still no vacation happening here, no trip or anything, but that's okay, we're managing. Hence the reason why I keep on doing the Facebook Marketplace and the Etsy and the YouTube and all of that, because that is completely filling up whatever gap we need to fill up. But as opposed to the previous years, I am not in a state of panic. I have come to the conclusion that push comes to shove, something will have to happen. We will manage. I either go get another job or he'll go get a job. Right now he's just like, you know, editing my videos, and we're basically waiting for some freelance gig. I don't know how long this is going to last. I have no idea. Do I need to worry about it? No. I am not going to do what I did in the previous year, which is basically freak out and be in a state of panic and wondering how we're going to survive, because I know we'll survive. I know we'll make it happen. It doesn't bother me that he's not working. He's obviously staying home. Willie is home. Edward lives here while he's in college. It's helping me in other areas. I mean, he does the laundry, he does the cooking, he walks the dogs for me. If I ask him to do something, he'll do it. If I ask Scott, hey, we got 2 packages to, you know, send to the post office, he'll do that for me. So there's a lot of advantages of having one person, one adult at the home during this, we're going to say, transition time. But let's be honest, if it wasn't for the pandemic, you know, in terms of unemployment, I don't know what we would do. But I'm not even thinking about it. So, because right now there's no income coming from him. It's all me. And it doesn't bother me that I'm the one who is, you know, basically the breadwinner right now. All those traditional roles have switched. I've switched a long time ago, so it's not like what ain't right, ain't fair. But let me tell you, when I need my me time, I am getting my me time, okay? I don't want to hear about it. But I'm still doing what I got to do to make my family survive and support my family. You know, I mean, yeah, I'm selling stuff on Etsy and I'm showing what I'm selling. You don't have any obligation to buy it. I'm just saying this is what I'm doing to, you know, basically fill in the gap, the budget gap at the end of each month. Facebook Marketplace has worked very well. I would say 80% of the garden since last year has been entirely paid for by either Etsy or the Facebook Marketplace. So it was either cash or money I got from selling stuff on Etsy. And I'm talking the wood, the gravel, the soil, the seeds, the trees. 80% of what you see in that backyard is the result of Facebook Marketplace and Etsy shop. So I'm going to continue to do that. That's the financial. This is a worrisome aspect of our lives. I think that everybody worries about finances, especially during these times that have been very difficult for a lot of people. I mean, let's face it, we've all been hit one way or another by the pandemic, and some of us ended up on top. I'm not going to say we are. That is not true. We're not on top. We're definitely not where we used to be, but we're not in a position where I go home and I worry, or I worry myself into sleep every night. It's not the same situation that we were before, because we're managing, and that's only because I got a raise, and we did have some savings, which we're tapping into, but you know, it is what it is. Like I said, this is not something that I'm worrying too much about. What's the future going to look like in terms of finances? Well, I'll tell you what I would like to do. I would like to be able to retire, hopefully early at 62, even though I understand that when you do that, you don't get the full amount of Social Security, and then just do this Etsy and Facebook Marketplace full time to compensate. That's what I like to be. I will also like to be able to take more vacations, which you've seen over the past 7 years or 8 years I've been on YouTube. We really don't take vacation. That seems to start to bother me now, because I was just telling Connie the other day it was yesterday on the phone, like the furthest west I've been is Cleveland, Ohio, and the furthest south I've been is Arlington Cemetery in Virginia. Like, this girl is not very well traveled when it comes to the United States. I've done all of Europe, but I want to travel, you know, outside of New Jersey. That would be nice, but you know, we don't have the means right now. So I'd like to get us to a position where we can actually do that, but you know, I have to get back to work for that. Okay, so that was financial. Occupational. Oh. All right. Where can I start? I'm fried. I've said it before. I am fried, okay? I'm working on average 10 hours a day. Average, okay? Because even though sometimes I come home early, and we mentioned that in the video the other day when we were in the car, I'm actually working from home. And now it's the weekend, and you have no idea the amount of back and forth I've been having with my weekend staff. It's a lot. If for those of you who work in social workers, you know what it's like. The demands are, I don't even know how to explain it. Unrealistic. That's the best way I can describe it. They are unrealistic. They keep on adding forms and stuff and tasks and things to do, and they're not taking anything in its place. It's not like they're saying, oh, moving forward, we're going to do this, that, and the other. You don't have to do this anymore. Now, you still have to do that, but you're also going to have to do this now. And they do that like regularly. So the job 2 years ago compared to the job today, it's almost like a totally different position. It's amazing the amount of tasks that keeps on being added with no compensation whatsoever. And I'm not talking about financial compensation. I'm talking about you know, some slack somewhere else, like, you know, you tighten things here, but you loosen over there. It's not happening. It's tight everywhere you go. And I mean, now that the company is it's always been for profit, but now it's fee for service. Oh boy, now Medicaid's getting involved, and now you got to have all of the Medicaid regulations coming into play. It's just a lot. It's a lot, and I am sidetracked, you know that. So for me to be able to rein myself in and just do tasks, you know, in a organized fashion is a struggle. And I struggle. I'm doing the job. I'm doing a good job. Everybody thinks I'm doing a great job. I think I'm doing a good job, okay to good job. But it's an emotional, you want to talk about emotional, it's a toll. I come home, I am exhausted. I am absolutely drained. I am burnt out. There's no other way to put it. I am professionally right now, I am absolutely burnt out. I have a ton of vacation day to take, and I'm at 3.5 weeks now. I have about almost 200 hours worth of sick time to take. I'm taking none of it out of guilt, because if I take a day off, when I come back, double the work is waiting for me. Literally, I cannot take a day off. It's rough. It's been rough, but I have to continue to do it because I'm supporting the house right now. I just can't say, you know what, so long, I'm out of here. I don't want to work in the field anymore. And plus, I love what I do in terms of the interactions with the patients. So that's where I'm at professionally. This is probably one of the dimensions of wellness where I'm not doing too great. Not because I'm not doing a good job. Okay, I want to make sure that you guys understand that I am doing a really good job. It's just so much. It's too much. It's just like, I can't see myself doing this for another year. I really can't. It's just like, and my supervisor, my director, is she understands. She gets it. Like she'll tell me all the time, it's too much. They're asking for too much. And anyway. All right, social, and then I got to finish this. Social, I don't know. I'm in a good place. I got friends. We haven't been able to do anything because of the pandemic, but I'm constantly texting, we're calling, we are emailing, we on Facebook, I'm interacting. I belong to 2 committees that I'm not going to talk about because that's private stuff, you know, I mean, but I'm belonging to groups, and I'm on a Zoom call every Tuesday morning, and I have another one every Thursday night. One is professional, one is personal, and it's just like I'm talking to people. I have, like I said, I have friends, I have my family. I just, you know, I'm in a good place socially. I don't feel the need to go out there. I'm not a party girl. We don't really go out with people, but again, that's the pandemic. So yeah, that's my life update. That's where I'm at. I'm in a good place. I really am in a good place, guys. I just need to work on the weight, and I need to work on slowing down, which good luck with that. I don't see this ever happening. But this is really one of the reasons why I am building this garden, so that when I come home at night, you know, I can tour the garden, take my time, unwind, you know, and just, this is like my therapy, basically. So I hope you found this interesting. I'm going to continue to box stuff, and then when I'm done with the boxing, I'm just going to basically go on Etsy and start putting everything up. So you see what I'm doing is everybody has a number, and then an ID number, and then I have the measurement for the item, and then I weigh it, and I have the measurements for the box. So whenever you look at Etsy and you see a particular shipping cost, it's Etsy's shipping cost. It's not me. It's based on the weight and the size of the box and the location where it's going to. My understanding is Canada shipping cost is astronomical, and then it gets really, really heavy if you start going into the Oregon, Seattle, California, like the West Coast, basically. West Coast is pretty tough. But you know, an item like this, for instance, this is under 2 pounds. These are the 2 tiles. This is probably just like $8 to ship. On the East Coast, it would go to $17 on the West Coast, and probably $22 to go to Canada, which makes, you know, whatever, it's right across the border, but I have no say in shipping cost. That's predetermined by USPS. Anyway, so I'm going to finish this. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. At about 6 o'clock, I'll be done with boxing everything, and then I'll spend the rest of the evening putting everything on the Etsy shop. So when this video comes up, right as the video is being released on YouTube, all of these items, if you're interested, will be on the Etsy shop. That's what I enjoy doing. This actually was relaxing for me. I got to do something interesting for today, and something I enjoy. So I hope you enjoyed the 8 dimensions of wellness, and I'm curious to see where you at with your dimensions of wellness. I'm not going to, again, get into specific details because some people just run with that information and weave amazing tales that are, quite frankly, pretty funny sometimes because it's just so far off the mark, but whatever. You know, YouTubers, we tend to be very open, and we enjoy the interaction and being able to appear, you know, human like the rest of you. But there's some areas that we're just not going to discuss. You know, they are too personal. So this is where I'm at. Physical, I need to work on it. Spirituality, I need to continue working on it. Financial, it is what it is. I don't know, I mean, I'm used to it at this point. A situation I don't see is going to change. It's been like that for so many years. I'm just used to it. It is what it is, basically. And then environmental, I have the garden, and social, I'm in a good place with that. Emotional, I'm very good place. I haven't freaked out about anything in quite some time. And then professional, yeah, they're burning me out. I'm burnt out. That's the, you know, there's no, so, you know, there's no other way of putting it. I am absolutely burnt out. It's too much. But I'm still doing it, and I'm still showing up. So there is that. I will talk to you later, you guys. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the chit chat and seeing the items I'm putting up on Etsy. I know I talked a lot today, but some of you enjoy that. And again, that got cut out actually from the video that was just posted before this one. But this week I'm working from home every single day because I have to do major audits. And it takes about 30 minutes to do a full audit on a chart. I have 78 audits to do. So I'm working from home, but I'm going to work 9 to 5 and no more, not 1 minute extra, so I can do things in the evening. So on Monday night, probably some gardening if it ever stops raining. Tuesday, it's going to be a garbage collection day, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we'll figure out. So I'll have plenty of videos for you guys to see. Kind of like a day in the life of a work-at-home mom. That's it. I'm done. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye.
Hey, it's me, and guess what? Click that thumbs up if you really like this video. Thumbs down twice if you didn't. You can also share my video if you really liked it, or save it to watch later. Also, you can subscribe to my channel, but don't forget to click that bell button so you are always notified when I post a new video. Thank you for watching.